Texas Tech's basketball court is objectively busy. A darker hardwood shades both lanes and a watermark of the Lone Star State, which rests under the school's massive, red and black logo in the center of the court. On the perimeter, a cherry red color borders the end lines. When you plop in Baylor's audacious, highlighter yellow uniforms, your eyes begin to fatigue. And in Texas Tech's new, gray alternates in the Deck 29 contest was colorful. The Red Raiders' distinct jerseys are part of the team's new uniform set for the 2017-18 season, which coach Chris Beard and Under Armour collaborated to create. "We were holding the Grays back for the right moment, and after getting some feedback from the guys, our Big 12 home opener was the perfect time to debut them," said Colin Prentice, Texas Tech's assistant equipment manager. The new gear worked. Texas Tech waxed number 18 Baylor 77-53, the beginning of a second-place regular season in the Big 12 and a No.3 seed in the NCAA tournament, where the Red Raiders are now into the Sweet 16. Under Armour easily manufactured the gray uniforms. They've generated gray alternates for Boston College, Northwestern, St. John's, Utah and South Carolina among several others. Gray uniforms, from each of UA, Nike and Adidas, have permeated the college basketball world as prolifically as brackets flood offices every March. "A uniform isn't just a uniform anymore," said Adam Clement, Under Armour's senior design director. "It's also a fashion statement. For the better part of this century, college basketball programs have turned hardwoods across the country into runways. They were focused on recruiting and trying to bring interest," said Michael Smith, Nike Basketball's product director for uniforms. "That's kind of where the black trend started. Your favorite team likely debuted a jet black alternate jersey in the early 2000s. Apparel companies saw sable uniforms made teams appear fiercer, faster and presented a unique way to have an edgy-looking uniform," Smith said. "A mercenary of the League of Shadows induces more fear than an ivory-robed Tai Chi master. Even teams that didn't have black in its color palette were wearing black uniforms," said Adam Clement, Under Armour's senior design director. And that sort of ran its course. In the years after David Stern instituted the NBA dress code in 2005, many teams such as Kentucky, Washington State and Texas, schools clearly devoid of black in their traditional color schemes, began receiving pushback about the alternate sets. "There were a lot of opinions around the NCAA space that black was too polarizing," Smith said. "Not necessarily the athletic directors, but a lot of the university presidents and administration started to make some noise about, 'That's not our team color, we don't want to see black.'" The move away from black as an alternate jersey has college basketball's jersey a reset in full swing. The largest inflection point came in 2012 when Nike debuted a special Hyper-Elite Platinum jersey for 9 prestigious programs across the country. The company sought to highlight programs that had claimed championships wearing Nike head-to-toe, schools such as Syracuse, Duke, Florida and Arizona, that didn't have a trace of gray or silver in their logos. The one-off uniforms received rave reviews. "We used some pretty reflective silvers in that uniform and some hyperized team colors," Smith said, which led Nike to spin off those metallic materials into their schools that already boasted a semblance of gray in their official logos, such as UConn and Georgetown. More positive feedback returned, and Nike began dressing colleges across the country in gray, again featuring many schools harboring signature colors not even remotely close to the tone. It was a very popular and safe place for teams to have an alternate, and in some cases, a fourth, uniform that kept it unique and fresh for their players, but was not nearly as polarizing for school administrators, Smith said. "Gray was more in the safe zone, like white is." Under Armour heard the same response from its schools. "Varying shades of gray sort of became the new black," said Clement. "It offers something completely different. Gray was neutral enough where it closed those gaps." Not only have gray uniforms provided a widespread option for schools to don another alternate jersey, but the more innocuous color also provides greater functionality within the NCAA and many conferences' uniform restrictions. According to the NCAA bylaws, home teams are required to wear a lighter color jersey than their visiting opponent. However, 2 schools can mutually consent to that rule being modified before a game. Many conferences have a strict guideline on when this agreement must be reached, as well. The SEC